Is going on YouTube? Adonis coming back at you with a brand new video, and today we have the second episode in following this player in Madden 24, and obviously you guys could tell by the title and thumbnail, we are going to be following Caleb Williams, the #1 overall draft pick from this past draft. I think this guy is going to be freaking phenomenal. I think in-game having Superstar X Factor already makes him legitimately like a phenomenal quarterback. Literally coming into the league, he's already the number 19 ranked quarterback, which means he's better than like a third of the league. I honestly think this dude is going to be such a stud, and I'm so excited to see where he ranks like all time at the end of this. I think his legacy score might be like one of the highest that we ever see. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's dive into this. As you guys know, everything is on auto, right? So I'm not making any adjustments. I'm not making any changes. What I will say is we are going to change the Bears playbook because like Caleb Williams will end up with like 700 or 800 rushing yards with this right now, and I just don't think that's realistic. So instead, I'm going to give him Kansas City's playbook. I really just want to see like, hey man, how can this kid develop in an amazing air raid type of offense with Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, DeAndre Swift. Like, this dude has weapons all over the field. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's sim to the playoffs and see how Caleb Williams can do in his rookie season. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the Bears go 9-8 in Caleb Williams' first season, which I think is pretty good, honestly, as a starter. And oh my god, these stats are insane. 4,700 yards, 40 TDs to 10 picks, a 70% completion percentage through almost 300 yards per game. That is insane as a rookie. Rushing wise, DeAndre Swift balled out. Caleb also had 303 yards on the ground, so that does put him over the 5,000 total yard mark as a rookie. Keenan Allen, my god, 18 touchdowns, and then Gerald Everett as well, right? It's that Chiefs offense, it's that Chiefs playbook. It does not surprise me that Gerald Everett had 11 touchdowns. Oh my goodness, man, what an insane season. So taking a look at the weekly awards, Caleb won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week in week 2, and then he won it again in week 15, and then he won it again in week 18. Oh my god, man. 3 NFC Offensive Player of the Weeks. I mean, this kid had to finish, he finished 5th in MVP voting in his rookie season, which is awesome. And he probably, he had to win Rookie of the Year, right? Caleb Williams, ladies and gentlemen, I do not think that is surprising to anybody, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year in his first year in Chicago. I mean, yeah, like there's not much more that he can do at this point. Already with an 1160 something legacy score, right? So like, he's gonna be up there already in terms of like the young quarterbacks that are coming out. So already up there with the likes of like Brock Purdy, Carson Wentz, like not fantastic guys, but I mean, if he has another season like this, then I'll be up there with guys like Trevor Lawrence, right? Already in his second year. Let's not get ahead of ourselves though, ladies and gents, as we do need to simulate. Let's go ahead and advance week. We are gonna sim to next season. Take a look at what Caleb Williams has gotten upgraded to, as I'm sure his overall took a massive bump from all those awards that he got. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, heading into his second year, Caleb Williams is already up to an 85 overall, which makes him the number 11 ranked quarterback in the NFL, about to probably crack into the top third of all quarterbacks. I am so excited to see what this kid can do, man. I honestly feel like he's gonna just be so good like throughout this entire rebuild. So I mean, without further ado, you guys know the drill. Let's go ahead, let's sim to the playoffs and see if Caleb can't get the Bears into the playoffs this year. They didn't make it last year, even though he had a phenomenal year as a rookie. Probably looking for a little bit of an improvement on the defensive side of the ball. So I will see you guys there. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't think Caleb Williams could have a fantastic rookie year and then an even better second year, well, I hate to say it, but you were wrong. The Bears are 13-4 with the number 3 overall points per game offense, number 1 overall passing yards per game offense, and the number 6 ranked defensive points per game defense, which is really, really crazy to see. Let's go ahead, let's take a look at the statistics. How did our boy do, Caleb? Number 1 in the NFL in passing yards, again, with 43 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Again, I think this guy is like MVP level at this point already. 126.5 average passer rating is insane. Rushing wise, again, had about 300 yards. So again, like totaling about 5,000 total yards on the season, which is phenomenal. DeAndre Swift obviously balling. Receiving wise, number one target was Gerald Everett. Keenan Allen took a step back in the yards department, but caught a ton of touchdowns. And then Romo Dunze was a TD magnet. DJ Moore not playing as big of a role in this rebuild as I kind of thought he was going to. Offensively, the Bears finished second in yards, which is absolutely insane. Defensively, though, not that great. But I think if you're in a shootout, right, you definitely want Caleb Williams on your team, and that's probably what like happened this season for the Bears a lot. Was the NFC Offensive Player of the Year in week 2, again in week number 8, again in week number 9, again in week number 12, again in week number 13. Okay, he has to be MVP. Like, there's literally no way he does not win MVP, and it's freaking Patrick Mahomes. Are you kidding me? How, dude? How did Patty Mahomes win MVP? That is actually ridiculous. As we pull up the NFL stats, okay, oh my god, okay, yeah, 46-2 is kind of nuts. But like, dude, I mean, what? Like, that's crazy. I mean, I bet Pat Mahomes didn't rush for anywhere, you know, near what our boy did. As he had a little bit more yards, but not that many touchdowns on the ground, man. Caleb Williams and Patty Mahomes, a MVP duel that I could very, 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 very well see happening in real life, as we're going to go ahead and advance week and see if the Bears can make it to the divisional round. And ladies and gentlemen, the Bears do in fact make it to the divisional round. We have some player upgrades. We'll go ahead. We'll just auto upgrade everyone. We're going to take a look at Caleb Williams once the season's over, because he's got to be playing up to like at least a 90 at this point. Go ahead and let's advance week, see if the Bears can't beat this Eagles high-flying offense. And they can! 21-18 coming up against Carolina in the NFC Conference Championship. This is absolutely insanity. I will say that. I think it's crazy. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what Caleb Williams is at rating-wise before we go ahead and get into this game. Oh my god. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Williams. Okay, he's actually a 91, but he's playing up to a 97 overall. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what, there's not much more to say right there, right? Like, Caleb Williams is freaking him. We are gonna hop in for this game. I just want to, you know, go ahead, play with Caleb Williams for like a couple of snaps, and then we'll go ahead, we'll sim the rest. I don't want to be too biased, but this dude's a freaking 97 overall right now. Like, I can't not hop in and play as him. Okay, so it looks like we literally almost returned a kick for a touchdown off the bat. Caleb Williams, what do you got for me, man? Let's see if we can't hit Gerald Everett on this in route. Okay. Oh. Okay, that was a little off target. Honestly, we had him. We just kind of hit it late. I don't really like going into like these, I don't know, these like super tight formations down at the goal line, because it kind of, I don't know, it kind of like bunches you up, you know? Oh, as I'm seeing our boy Gerald Everett, ladies and gentlemen. Touchdown, Caleb Williams. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, looks like the Bears are probably gonna end up taking this one home. Although it is pretty early, I'm gonna be honest, and we're not gonna hop in. Okay, maybe I think I spoke really soon there. I did not realize we were still in the second quarter, as the Bears offense, okay, finally able to punch it in, but the Panthers are knocking on the door. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tight game here, as it looks like the Panthers are kind of, oh my god, stop flashing moments up. And oh, we are in overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the Bears have to score right now. No better time to hop in, ladies and gents. Obviously, this is a little bit of cheating, but I mean, hey man, we've got Caleb freaking Williams. We gotta go ahead and try and give him a shot to win this game. And ladies and gents, I think we have it right there. Touchdown. I believe that is DeAndre Swift. And that is going to be ball game. The Chicago Bears are, in fact, headed to the Super Bowl after a thrilling game against Bryce Young. Threw for 3 TDs, ran for another 11 yards. I mean, he's a bona fide superstar at this point. And I would not be surprised, honestly, if Bryce Young and Caleb Williams becomes a playoff matchup that we see pretty consistently in the future in real life. And I have to imagine we're definitely going to see it a ton as the series goes on, because the Panthers do simulate pretty well. If you guys haven't seen my Panthers rebuild video, go ahead and check it out. Let's go ahead. Let's advance week to where we are playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, you better bet your ass Caleb Williams is going to be gunning for Patty Mahomes' head right here, as Pat Mahomes debatably, of course, stole the MVP right from under Caleb Williams' nose. I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but I am excited for this game. Ladies and gents, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop hop into it. All right, so Caleb Williams in his second year already leading the Bears to their first Super Bowl as Kansas City strikes first. And the Bears look like they really cannot get anything going here on offense, as it is very much a defensive game, 10-0 at this point. Bears are really just doing a whole lot of nothing this game, as it is 17-0. 20-0 now, 20-7. Finally, the Bears get rocking and rolling. 28-7. This might be one of the most lopsided Super Bowls that we have ever seen. 31-14. 2-minute warning. 31-21. Let's go ahead. Let's hop in for the onside, man. Let's get a little crazy. I kind of doubt, we're gonna recover this, I would say, but hey, you never know. Let's go ahead. Max power. We'll hit it right there. I think that should probably be a decent spot, as unfortunately Xavier Worthy gonna get in and make the play on the ball, and oh my god, he was trying to return that. He was trying to house that right there. And ladies and gents, that's probably gonna be the game. Unfortunate for Caleb Williams and the Bears within their first Super Bowl. 34-21 looks like it's gonna be the end of the road for Caleb Williams. So unfortunately unable to dethrone Mahomes, as Caleb did throw an interception this game. Could potentially have kind of led to one of those Chiefs scores right there. 24 for 40 for still almost 350 yards is kind of insane. DeAndre Swift averaging 5 a carry. Love to see it. Caleb did not really take off on the ground at all. But now heading into his third season, Caleb Williams, a bona fide superstar in the city of Chicago. The first one to break, I believe it's the 4,000 passing yard mark in a season by a Bears quarterback. So literally knocked that out his first season, which is awesome. But ladies and gents, at this point, Caleb Williams is gunning for Super Bowls. So I will see you guys as we get ready to hop into his third season. All right, so ladies and gents, heading into his third season, Caleb Williams is up to a 92 overall. I mean, playing up to a 92, he's a 91 right now. In the top 10 quarterbacks in the league right now, which is awesome. I mean, this dude is a legit, he is a bona fide superstar, X Factor, haha, at this point. He's him, right? We know that. So without further ado, ladies and gents, say it with me. Let's go ahead, sim to the playoffs, see if Caleb Williams can't get his team back to where they were just a year ago, losing in the Super Bowl to Patrick Mahomes. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bears sitting at 11-6 in Caleb Williams' third season now, right? I mean, we know this dude is just freaking awesome, and it looks like the team is growing around him as well, which is, great to see. Number 2 offense in points per game, number 4 in pass yards per game, number 7 in rush yards per game. Defense is really not holding up their end of the bargain, but let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. So a little bit of a down year for the USC product, Caleb Williams. 4,300 yards with 31 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Rushing wise, how did he do? About 300 on the ground as well with 2 touchdowns. Can't, hate it. DeAndre Swift punching it in a bunch, which is awesome. Receiving wise, Cole Kmet got rocking and rolling, leading the team. Keenan Allen right behind him, Rome Odunze, and then DJ Moore bringing up the rear, which is great to see. So as I mentioned, a little bit of a down year in terms of the superstar numbers that we've been seeing Caleb put up. But I mean, it's like one of those things where, he still gets an offensive player of the week in week 10 and and then he gets another one in week 16, right? So another 2 offensive player of the weeks. Yearly wise, how did he do? Finished 7th in MVP voting, and then finished 6th in just overall best quarterback rating. As you guys can see on the legacy leaderboard, he is starting to get up there very quickly. Kirk Cousins right behind, Caleb Williams right behind Kirk Cousins, above Brock Purdy at this point now, trailing Jalen Hurts, trailing Joe Burrow, right? Getting into kind of the bona fide studs of the league. And I would not be surprised to see Caleb Williams overtake those guys in the next couple of years. With that being said, ladies and gents, we are in the playoffs. Let's go ahead and advance week, see if we can't beat the super sim team that is the Cowboys. If you guys don't know, the Cowboys are insane in sim every year. There's got to be an EA employee that's a fan. I'm saying it. It just has to be. And ladies and gents, 35-31 is the final score of that game. Caleb Williams, 4 passing TDs, only got sacked 1 time. Love to see it, man. Wins offensive player of the week, which is phenomenal. Let's go ahead and advance week yet again, coming up against the Panthers. This was a very tight game last year. Let's go ahead and advance week, see if we can't beat Bryce Young again. And the answer is going to be as 25-14. The Chicago Bears are able to come out on top. Love to see it. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what is Caleb Williams playing up to headed into this NFL NFC Championship game. Oh my goodness, he's playing up to a 98 overall. He's a true 97, which makes him, or 94, which makes him the 7th ranked quarterback in the NFL. What a beast, man. What a beast. Gerald Everett, our backup tight end with superstar X Factor. Keenan Allen, even though he is old as hell at this point, this man he's 33. He should be regressing into the ground at this point, but he's not, because he just keeps getting fed the ball by our boy Caleb Williams. DJ Moore playing up to a 92 overall. And then let's take a look at the defense, right? They've been bad. They have not been good. Kevin Byard's decent. Jaquan Brisker has developed nicely. Johnson's good. Tyreek Stevenson's good. Kyler Gordon's decent, right? Could probably use a defensive tackle, because it looks like Javon Dexter is the only decent one, perhaps. And then probably an outside linebacker as well. Obviously, we've got Tremaine Edmonds. We've got Wilkerson, whoever that is. But could use some depth on the defensive side of the ball, whereas on the offense, we are just loaded with stars everywhere. All right, so ladies and gents, heading back into the NFC Championship game for yet another year, and Seattle is up early, man. This is a little bit crazy. 14-0. Will the Bears' high-flying offense be able to keep up? It does not look like it. 21 zip. 24 zip. Oh my goodness. 6-24 now. 31-6. This is an improbable comeback if I've ever seen one. And it does not look like it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. 13-34. Just not happening at this point, right? And that is going to be ball game. Oh my goodness. What an insane, and Jaden Daniels, what the hell is going on there? But what an insane blowout we just witnessed of the Chicago Bears. Looks like, offensively, like, we didn't throw for a whole lot of yards. Cole Kmet, we've got to get like a number one receiver in here, because with Keenan Allen getting old as hell, borderline a geriatric. No, I'm kidding. But with Keenan Allen getting old as hell, we need just another receiver for Caleb to be able to throw to, as a Rome Odunze is really not developed as I was kind of hoping he would. So now heading into Caleb Williams' 4th season, let's go ahead and get into the preseason. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, heading into his 4th season, Caleb Williams is a 94 overall. We already knew that. Number 7 ranked quarterback in the NFL, which is phenomenal. By the end of it, this dude might have like literally 99 everything. He looks unbelievable at this point. He's got 5 superstar abilities. He's got escape artist. Like, the dude is a beast, right? Which I think is just absolutely insane. Now, I will say it is interesting. It looks like the Bears have parted ways with one Rome Odunze, who we will be doing a separate video on himself. But I find that very interesting. Blake Corum and Rojo still on this team, with DeAndre Swift obviously being kind of the bell cow back. Cole Kmet all the way up to superstar development now. So Caleb, again, surrounded by a very talented supporting cast. Can this be the year he finally brings a ring back to the Windy City? We will see, ladies and gents. Let's go ahead, sim to the playoffs, and I will see you there. All right, ladies and gents, sitting at 12-5, the Chicago Bears, number 2 in offensive points per game, number 2 in passing yards per game. I have a feeling Caleb Williams had a bit of a bounce back year. I love to see it, man. Defensive pass yards per game is the only like halfway decent thing that the Bears did have. Let's take a look at the weekly awards. Top player in week 2, Caleb Williams. Top player again in week 10, love to see it. Top player in week 15 and top player in week 18. Looks like he had a standout year yet again. And my oh my, do the statistics reflect that? Yet another 4,700, almost 4,800 yard season from Caleb Williams, with 41 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. A 71% completion percentage is phenomenal. Rushing wise, Caleb had about 414 yards, so that puts him in total, I believe, like the 5,200 yard mark overall, which is awesome. DeAndre Swift with 14 touchdowns on the ground. Blake Corum also getting in. Love to see it. Receiving wise, Keenan Allen, our main man. Love to see it. 15 touchdowns. Really having a phenomenal kind of end to his career on the Chicago Bears. Cole Kmet coming right behind him with almost 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns on the season. DJ Moore right behind him with 8 touchdowns on the year as well. Tyler Scott and DeAndre Swift getting involved as well. Absolutely love to see it. And then yet again, defensively, it looks like we were borderline lackluster, if not like anemic. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the yearly awards. And oh my goodness, snubbed for an MVP yet again. Jaden Daniels did lead the league in passing yards, I saw, with about 4,900 is absolutely crazy. Wins MVP and offensive player of the year. Best quarterback also goes to Jaden Daniels, with Caleb Williams sitting at number 3. So really not getting the recognition we were kind of hoping for the kid out of USC. With that being said, he's hightailing it to Joe Burrow right now, trying to pass him up, trying to pass up Hurts and Allen as well. It's going to be a long climb to Mahomes and Rodgers, but I would not be surprised if he could do it by the end of this. So, ladies and gents, let's go ahead. Let's upgrade our players. Let's simulate through these playoffs and see if this might be the year that Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears finally win it all. Hopefully, they can start with a win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it is a loss in the first round, 21-18. Absolutely floored right there. Really surprising to see that, you know, the Bears are unable to come away with a win in the wild card round. Let's take a look at the career stats of our main man, Caleb Williams. He is sitting at about 18,500 yards with a 72% career completion percentage. 155 TDs to 33 picks is phenomenal, averaging a passer rating of 117.4 over his entire career at this point. Has taken 82 sacks in 68 games, which means he's getting sacked an average of like 1.15 times per game. I don't know what the exact math on that is. It's probably like 1.07. But anyways, so, I mean, do the Bears focus on trying to protect their franchise quarterback a little bit better? I'm not sure. I mean, if I were them, that would be my, you know, what I want to do, right? Because he is a 99 overall, truly a 97. But I mean, this kid looks freaking amazing. I mean, he is as good as you could want in a franchise quarterback. But it feels like the Bears are just not setting him up for success on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, right? We have some weapons, although Keenan Allen will probably be retiring after the season. Defensively, though, I mean, what are we doing? Like, what are we actually doing here? This makes, like, why is what's going on, right? Like, why are we not starting these players in like their correct positions? Oh man, just not great. So really need to emphasize, hopefully for the CPU, drafting on the defensive side of the ball, as we're going to go ahead and sim to the Super Bowl to see who wins it. All right, so in a Colts and Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl, that is kind of bizarre, but the Buccaneers lose, right? We lost to them in the first round of the playoffs. It is nice to see them go pretty far, right? But the Colts are able to win it. Super Bowl MVP is middle linebacker Jawan Bentley. That is kind of insane, as we do know the MVP is Jaden Daniels. Yeah, man, I mean, really just need to see. I mean, we know Caleb's a stud, but it's like, will he ever win a ring? At this point, I am a little bit concerned. Let's go ahead, sim to next season and see what the Bears roster is looking like heading into Caleb Williams' 5th year. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as we do know, Caleb Williams is a 97 overall, the number 6 ranked quarterback in the NFL heading into this season. And I mean, this dude's a stud. How many more times can I say it? Not many at this point, right? Cole Kmet up to Superstar X Factor, which is awesome. I mean, at this point, Keenan Allen is turning into legitimately like an old man. Gonna be like 34, 35 heading into this season. And yeah, man, I mean, it's an interesting squad going into the year offensively. I mean, I think we'll still produce well. Defensively, though, it's, I mean, our boy Johnson is up to a 93 superstar development. Tyreek Stevenson up to an 83. Kyler Gordon up to an 84. So it's like, just how do we ball out, right? How do we do well as a team? And I mean, I don't think there's much more I can do at this point. Maybe changing the defensive playbook, but I don't really want to mess with that too much. So without further ado, let's go ahead and sim to the playoffs. See what Caleb's numbers look like this year. Will he finally win MVP? And more importantly, will he finally win a Super Bowl? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the perennial, at this point, NFC North champions yet again, the Chicago Bears. Offensively, number 3 in the NFL, points per game, right? Number 4. Pass yards per game, number 4 as well. Defense stepped up this year a little bit. Love to see it. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the weekly awards. See what our boy Caleb Williams was able to come away with. So he won NFC Offensive Player of the Week in week 11. Won it again in week 16. And won it again in week 18, man. I mean, he's just consistently a baller, right? We know that. He's him. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at his stats as Caleb Williams had 4,500 passing yards to 36 touchdowns with 6 picks. I really like that. Really dropped the interceptions down lower this year. Yes, maybe not as many passing touchdowns. I'm sure DeAndre Swift still scored like 14 or something like that. But I mean, completion percentage at 74% across an entire season is amazing. Yeah, I mean, rushing wise, yeah, DeAndre Swift, 17 rushing touchdowns. You don't have to do it all through the air, right? As we've seen with having DeAndre Swift, right? Caleb also had 400 yards on the ground with 3 touchdowns. Love to see it. Receiving wise, our leading receiver was Cole Kmet with 10 touchdowns and about 1,200 yards on the season. George Morgan, a rookie with 947 right behind him with 7 touchdowns. Keenan Allen with 919 yards, 7 touchdowns. And then DJ Moore, kind of honestly forgotten about a little bit in this build, but with 5 touchdowns, 848 yards, nothing to, you know, frown at or sneeze at all. And then it looks like Gabe Reynolds, our right end, is literally the only one that wants to get after the quarterback, which it's hilarious at this point. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing offensively? Yearly awards. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at it. And Caleb Williams yet again passed up for MVP. This is a conspiracy at this point. I do not know what the hell is going on. His legacy score is up to 98.42, which is like getting up there with the Josh Allens and the Joe Burrows of the NFL, right? NFC Offensive Player of the Year was Brandon Ayuk. Caleb Williams came in 4th for that. We did have George Morgan win Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC. Love to see it. Best quarterback, Brock Purdy, my ass, dude. Get out of here. Caleb Williams comes in 2nd for that. The disrespect is real at this point. Running back better be, yeah, DeAndre Swift. Get the hell out of here, man. Ridiculous. Career stats wise, what are we looking at? 2,300 yards, 191 touchdowns to 39 interceptions, 113 sacks, over 85 games played that's like a pretty sizable amount, I would say. Averaging a 72% completion percentage over his entire career is very impressive. Legacy wise, what are we looking like as we are in 8th now of the active NFL quarterbacks, catching up to Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen and hopefully Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott. But Lamar Jackson with 15 yearly awards, Jesus, man, he's gonna be kind of hard to catch. Aaron Rodgers did retire, it looks like, so we do have a chance to catch him, but I think Pat Mahomes might be out of the realm of possibility. Let's see. I mean, if we win a Super Bowl, we certainly will be bumped up. Let's go ahead. Let's simulate the week as we are coming up against division rival Detroit Lions. Let's go ahead and advance and see what the Bears can do. And ladies and gentlemen, it really wasn't even close. 31-14, my goodness. As Caleb Williams and Jalen Johnson both get NFC Players of the Week, respectively. Love to see it, man. Lamar Jackson continuing to have a phenomenal year. Will it be the Ravens' time to finally win the Super Bowl? I am not sure. We will see as we are coming up against the New York Football Giants here in the divisional. Let's go ahead, advance week, and see how we can do. And ladies and gents, it looks like we lost in a barn burner, 42-37. Yet again, just I mean, it is consistently, like, we are consistently very, 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 very good. We just cannot win a Super Bowl at this point, which is just intriguing to say the least. So let's go ahead and advance to the next season, and I will take you guys through what is Caleb Williams rated coming into his, I believe we are in his 6th year now. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Williams, I mean, he's a proper 99 overall at this point. Number 1 ranked QB in the NFL. Coming into his 6th season, he is 27, going to turn 28 years old during the season. I mean, I genuinely do not think we could have a more impressive quarterback at this point. Superstar X Factor, right? Has all the crazy abilities. This year, though, he will not have his favorite target of all time being Keenan Allen. He also, for some reason, will not have Cole Kmet. Looks like we might have been unable to bring him back. As we are taking a look at Caleb Williams' contract right here, It is a 3-year, $152 million salary with a bonus of 138. Not entirely sure how that breaks down. It's a lot of freaking money, though. It is a lot of money. It does not look like he has interest to be on this team as he gets older, which I do find very interesting. I mean, I wouldn't either if I was like, yo, we're really good and we're just like, I'm not developing and we're not winning Super Bowls. So with that being said, we are going to move some stuff around, right? We're going to try to get Caleb his ring. We're going to change the defensive playbook. Realistically, I think that's been kind of a large portion of the issue when it comes to Caleb having not won any, rings quite yet, as Tremaine Edmonds is playing up to superstar development. We are going to go ahead. We're going to keep the scheme we're going to change the scheme. It would not let me for a second. We're just going to change the playbook, actually. We're going to keep the scheme. We're going to change the playbook. So we are rolling with Carolina's defense. I've seen it be really, really good throughout a couple of my rebuilds. So we'll see. Really don't have any tight end depth either because our center is our tight end too, which is, this is a weird team, man. I will say that. But Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore. That's all you need to know, ladies and gents. Without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's simulate all the way to the playoffs. I feel like this might be a down year, but with Caleb Williams, you never know. I will see you guys there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Bears go 12-5 with a salary cap this year of -$2 million. Interested to see what are they going to do with that, right? Stats and awards. How did our boy Caleb do, right? First in the NFL in passing yards. This is what we want, right? 4,700 yards, 37 touchdowns, a little bit of a down year. I know it's kind of crazy. It's like as good, if not better than like some of the quote unquote like franchise quarterbacks I've had in my rebuilds. 37 TDs to 3 picks, 74% completion percentage is insane. Sacked 21 times. Rushing wise, DeAndre took a little bit of a step down this year. Jeremiah Blackwell though, stepped in. Love to see it. 11 touchdowns. Caleb, 352 on the ground with 2 TDs. I will take it. Receiving wise, Tommy Tremble, oh my goodness, was our leading receiver. Something is not going right. I know it's the Chiefs playbook, but what the hell? 10 TDs for him. Deion Jackson. That is a hell of a name if I've ever heard one. That is awesome. 1,063 yards, 9 TDs. DJ Moore, 1,000 yards. I think that's the first time he's gotten over 1,000 yards in this video, which is kind of crazy. DJ Moore with 7 touchdowns as well. George Morgan, not producing nearly as much last year, but 3 TDs to 841 yards. We will take that offensively first in the NFL. Ladies and gents, what more can you ask for? Defensively 25th. Not great. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the weekly awards. See how our boy Caleb did. Was the NFC Offensive Player of the Week in week 3. Won it again in week 9. Won it again in week 13. And that looks to be it. So 3 Player of the Weeks. Did he win MVP? He did. Ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Williams in his 6th year finally brings home league MVP, beating out freaking Patrick Mahomes and Jaden Daniels. Ridiculous. Love to see it, man. That is absolutely awesome. NFC Offensive Player of the Year was CeeDee Lamb. Can't fault him, he's probably pretty good. Best quarterback was somehow Jaden Daniels. How? What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. All right, man, sure. As we don't actually, Deion Jackson was the number 9 best receiver in the NFC, but man, we bought ourselves a first round bye. Finally, as we're going to advance to the divisional championship, and then we are going to get into the conference championship, assuming we win that game. So, ladies and gents, coming into the game against New Orleans, the divisional playoff game, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We have got to finally have Caleb Williams win a ring. He's a 99 overall, right? So it's not like much can change at this point. 99 overall, number 4 ranked quarterback in the NFL at 99 overall. Sure, whatever you say, EA. I don't know what you're talking about there. But yeah, man. Hopefully our defense can finally, ball out for us, please. As we're gonna go ahead and advance to next week. Fingers crossed here we get into the NFC Championship. Ladies and gents, we lost 35-21. Oh my goodness. It's like we cannot buy a win. One new injury, and it was LaMichael Morant, ruptured disc. And then a quad tear for Travis Streeter. Only 3 weeks they're gonna be out. Those guys, those are some dogs right there. Jesus. All right, man. I mean, Caleb doesn't want to be here, so. And we're not winning rings for him like we should be realistically. Let's go ahead, sim to next season and see what the team is looking like heading into it. All right, ladies and gents, heading into his now 7th year in the NFL, Caleb Williams again. 99 overall, freaking 99 everything. Yeah, man, I mean, not much more I can say about that. What I will say is that his contract is up in 2 years. And so, I mean, the Bears have their window right now with him. I would be really, really surprised if he did return. If he did not, you know, I feel like he would probably want to leave. Let's go, let's take a look at his career stats, though, before we go ahead and dive into this. Caleb Williams is sitting at 27,800 yards. About 28,000 yards, 228 TDs to 42 picks is phenomenal. Completion percentage is 73%. Average yards per game, he's averaging 272 is insane. And then passer rating of 117 again throughout his entire career is absolutely nuts. Career-wise, in terms of passing stats all time, he has not even come close to cracking these top guys, as this is likely going to be a very long video. Passing touchdowns, though, yeah, not even close. He is in the 200s now, not quite creeping up to the 300s where Stafford is at, but by the end of this, I mean, I would not be surprised if he was up there. So with that being said, ladies and gents, let's go ahead. Let's advance to the playoffs and see where our Chicago Bears end up. All right, ladies and gents, so the crown of the Bears winning the NFC North for the last, I think, like 3 to 4 years, it's fallen off. It has been passed on to the Lions. Taking a look at offensive points per game, really dropped this year, 23.5. Only ranking number 14. Defensively, looks like we really got after it, though. Did finish 9-8, so still made the playoffs. Let's go ahead, let's take a look at the stats and awards. Caleb Williams, easily probably his least productive year with the worst completion percentage, right? About 4,200 yards, 32 TDs to 8 picks, 69% completion percentage, right? Did get sacked 36 times. Jesus, get this man some help. Rushing wise, DeAndre, I mean, yeah, still doing well, but just not punching the ball in as much as Jeremiah Blackwell has also kind of become like a goal line back, right? Standing at 6 foot 230. That dude's huge. Caleb did still rush it in, right? Twice with 378 yards. Receiving wise, Quintarius Trap? What the fuck? Quintarius Trap with 1,197 yards on the season, 10 touchdowns. Sorry, that just threw me for a loop, man. And then the next receiver didn't even have above 750 is insane, as Quintarius Trap is just Amy Neutron, I guess. What the hell is that name, EA? That is hilarious. Blocking wise, let's see who's getting our quarterback assassinated. It's freaking Darnell Wright. What are we doing? Defensively, Gabe Reynolds really developing into a very nice defensive end for this team. Owen Gillespie as well with 5 sacks, but no one really seems to want to get to the quarterback too badly on this defensive side of the ball. So let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly awards. Did our boy Caleb win NFC Offensive Player of the Week at all throughout the season? I'm not seeing it quite yet. Oh, okay, he gets it in week 17, 4 TDs. Yeah, 20 for 26. That's kind of an insane stat line. I really doubt he would win any yearly awards or even be in the conversation. Yeah, finished 9th for MVP voting. NFC wise, Brandon Ayuk yet again winning another Offensive Player of the Year. He is freaking amazing. And then best quarterback goes to Brock Purdy, and we are all the way down at number 9, man. It's not like we had a bad season. We just didn't have like the crazy ass Pat Mahomes seasons that we've been having, as Quintarius Trap was our number 1 receiver. What is that, EA? Like what in the world, man? Let's go ahead. Let's advance week. Can we get through the wild card round against these Los Angeles Rams? The answer is gonna be yes. Love to see it. And we are back against the Carolina Panthers, ladies and gentlemen. Lord knows this has been a tough game for us in the past. We'll go ahead. We'll hop into this one. We are not gonna play it all. We're just gonna kind of sim through it. All right, here we go. Divisional round. We got smacked by the Panthers last time we played them. As it does look like we are looking pretty good to start the game. Love to see it, man. We, again, are not going to be hopping in at all. Tied 7-7 at the end of the first quarter as the Panthers go ahead and take the lead, but we are driving down 14-14, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like it's going to be just a really big offensive kind of game right here as it's 14-24. The Carolina Panthers yet again taking the lead 14-31. Let's go ahead. Let's hop in. Can we get something going? We have a 99 overall quarterback at this point, right? Like, I got to see how this dude plays. We're probably eyeing up DJ Moore on this one. Oh, as we have DJ Moore, ladies and gentlemen, what a dot. Freeform passing, you already know, baby. Oh my goodness, DJ Moore, touchdown. The Bears go up, and we are hopping in here as well. I do have an agenda. I want Caleb Williams to win a freaking Super Bowl. Whether or not that be with the Bears, remains to be seen at this point, as we are going to take, is that Quintavia or whatever trap? No, that's Morgan. Ooh, he feels light on his feet, man. I love to see it. The real thing is I want my boy, I want to play with my boy. What is his name? Quintarius Trap? I don't even remember his name. I just remember it was so absurd. I was like, that cannot be a real name. Because here we go. In the fourth quarter, ladies and gents, 3rd down and 5, pretty much for the game. Oh, there's so much open. Bryce Young trying to bail out of the pocket, and Davis is able to bring him down. Now we're gonna call a timeout. You're not getting to use up all of that, brother. As we're gonna skip this moment. I gotta try and let. Oh my God, 4th down. Are you kidding me? We couldn't move the ball at all. As ladies and gents, I mean, we've got there's Trap. There's our boy, but we've got a 99 overall quarterback. We have got to get going. Right here and right now. Oh, I thought the linebacker wasn't going to drop in time, and that's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Carolina Panthers. That's pretty much going to be the ball game, ladies and gents. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. We will hop in here. I mean, I want to... I'd prefer to win this game, right? We'll go ahead. We'll hop on Tremaine Edmonds and see if we can't... Oh, they are not running the ball. That is interesting. As he's going to take a deep shot, pick it off. Unfortunately, throws it out of bounds. Don't know what they're doing right there, the Carolina Panthers. Very odd play call choice. Why? That doesn't make much sense to me. All right, Tremaine Edmonds, what can we do here? As they are finally going to rush it. Common sense prevailing finally for the Carolina Panthers. It's going to bring up 3rd down, so we are not out of this game entirely yet, ladies and gentlemen. All right, if I could run commit harder, I would. Yeah, we're run committing up the middle. They're gonna try and bring it to the left side. As, yeah, just get shut down, dude. Timeout, 4th down and 6. We are going to have a chance to get the ball back for our boy Caleb Williams, as this is undoubtedly going to be a very, very long video. But if you guys are enjoying it, drop a like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys would like to see next. All right, since the CPU couldn't do it last time, I guess I'll freaking do it this time. I'm going to look for an out route to DJ Moore or my big dog Morgan streaking up the field. We will see who comes open. I'm seeing Morgan. Oh, God. Oh, God! That was a terrible throw, but we are down to the 40-yard line, ladies and gentlemen. Love to see it. Morgan with he looks like a big body receiver, man. Good Lord. The real question is, where is my boy? Where's my boy Trap? He's on the field. All right, we're looking DeAndre Swift, though, here. Just kidding. We are looking at Trap. Oh, as Trap gets rocking and rolling. I see why he was Caleb's favorite target. That dude has some speed at the tight end position, as they are putting strip ball on aggressive, and we're going to just try and time this perfectly. We're going to look for either Morgan or DJ Moore coming open from the streak. Doesn't look like anything going to be there, but we are going to hit our tight end underneath, bringing up 2nd down and 1. We're going to continue to let this clock tick on down, as we really, we want to have the ball last, as I love this route right here from DeAndre Swift. We will see if it comes open. All right, ladies and gents. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of folks wide open. DJ Moore gets into the end zone, 34-34, all tied up with about 11 seconds to go in the game. We are going to let the CPU take this. And ladies and gentlemen, what a comeback from the Bears, as they win 35-34. Maybe a little bit of human input right there, but God, man, I couldn't live to see Bryce Young winning some more awards and whatnot, right? Let's go ahead. Let's hop into this NFC Conference Championship game, of course, after we upgrade our players. It looks like 2 wild cards going up against each other, potentially, as the Niners were also 9-8. Very interesting. Let's go ahead. Play the moments we want to play. If we're blowing them out, we'll just kind of sim through. And if we need help, then, call coach, call me, call Adonis, and we'll get the Bears straight, or we'll try to at least. All right, so immediately starting off, the 49ers score, and it is 10-0 now. The Bears, all right, red zone alert. Let's go ahead. Let's hop into this real quick. Don't want to hop in too much. Oh, as we are literally on the 1-yard line. Let's punch it in, man. Blackwell has been a TD machine. The 6', 230-pound back out of, I believe, the University of Washington. We're going to double team their X Factor defensive tackle, and Blackwell's going to get in, standing up untouched into the end zone. We are playing in San Francisco for this game. Third down alert. Big field goal, 10-10, ladies and gentlemen. Love to see it, as the Bears are going to be, I mean, they're going to be up at half, 17-10, as it's 24-10 now. The Bears yet again balling out. San Francisco comes back, scores 24-17. Game is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. 24-20, 27-20, and it looks like the clock is going to run out here. 27-20 is the final score. Brock Purdy, the fraud himself, gets upended by Caleb Williams. Love to see it. Just kidding. We love Brock Purdy here. Mr. Irrelevant. Very happy that he's made a good career, but like, dude, let freaking Caleb Williams win some more MVPs. Like, come on now. All right, so it is the Bears against the Bengals. This will be a very interesting Super Bowl matchup. Can we finally win a ring with Caleb Williams? That would be the question, man. I would be very disappointed and sad if we went this entire video without winning a ring with Caleb Williams, as he has been phenomenal. And this is kind of interesting, coming off his worst year in a while, and in the Super Bowl against the Bengals right here, as it is going to be 7-7, 7-14 now. Third down alert. Let's go ahead. Let's hop in real quick, as it is a 2-minute warning, and we've kind of got to get rocking and rolling. I'm seeing big man on the left, DJ Moore. Will he get open? That's the question. It looks like he does get open, ladies and gentlemen, and that should be a touchdown. Oh! Okay, that's a touchdown. Is that trap? That's my dog trap. That was the play design the entire time. This video has been absolutely wild. 17-14 right now, heading into the third quarter. 17-17, all tied up, as the Bengals yet again putting pressure on the Bears right here. Yet again having a nice drive. Let's go ahead. Let's hop in. If the Bengals score right here, essentially, this is ball game, right? So we need a turnover, right? We have got to force a turnover to keep our chances of winning the Super Bowl alive, as this would be the second Super Bowl that a lot of these Bears players have lost in the last couple of years. We're going to go ahead, hit stick, and Goodwin goes down after a fierce tackle, I will say. All right, we are going to load up a man blitz. Let's see what we can do, as they are going to just shoot him up the hole. Love to see it. And again, we really need to force a turnover here. So we are going to go ahead, turn strip ball and tackling on aggressive, and then just like let me send as many players as I possibly can. We're shading underneath inside. We'll be on shields right here. I know he has superstar dev. Can he shield them from winning the game? The answer is probably going to be no, as what the hell is going on here? Why are the Bengals going for it? This makes no sense in my mind. As they are going to pass. Pass is broken up. The Bengals just literally passed up a chance to win the Super Bowl. What are you doing? I'm hopping in here, man. The CPU said, screw you, man. I'm saying screw you back. Trap is going to be my main read on this play, more than likely. Dump it off to him underneath. Get rocking and rolling, young man. Get rocking and rolling. Rumble, young man, rumble. We do not have any timeouts, so we have got to fly down this field. As we're going to put Trap on a vertical. We're going to motion him over. Hopefully he's going to pull over that left side safety, and we'll have DJ Moore sprinting across the middle for a touchdown, as that looks like it's exactly what it's going to be. DJ Moore, and the ball is overthrown. Caleb Williams had a chance to tie it up right there, and he misses his receiver. He has 99, like everything, right? Like, how much more? What more do you want, EA? Like, literally, what more could you want from a quarterback? As DJ yet again gonna catch the ball, gonna bring up third down and 2. Let's see, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna run Trap on a vertical again, see if we can't hit Bennett on that long post route. Oh, as we're going to have wide coming open late. Love to see it. Get rocking and rolling. That is George Morgan. Yet again, no timeout, so we have got to fly here. So we're going to be looking at DJ Moore. Hopefully coming open here on this vertical. I'm not entirely sure. This is kind of odd coverage, as we are going to get sacked. We have got to spike the ball right now. Will we get it off in time? Oh my goodness, 3 seconds. Dude, what? Oh my God, that sack absolutely killed us right there, as we are probably going to be, I mean, hucking it up and praying, essentially. We did score borderline a Hail Mary earlier in this game. Get up, score the touchdown. There is going to be a flag. Is that going to be pass interference? I mean, if that's pass interference, defense, that's going to give us one untimed down at the 1 yard line. That is the most colossal mess up I have ever seen. We are going to be looking for one of our tight ends here. Not sure who it's going to be as we are hit. The quarterback is hit yet again. The offensive line could not buy us enough time to get the pass off, and Caleb Williams goes down, forcing an incompletion off of the most insane flag to lead to the most insane ending of any Super Bowl I think I've ever seen. That was ridiculous, man. And the Bears, unfortunately, unable to come away with a ring for Caleb yet again. All right, ladies and gents, taking a look at the roster heading into this season, our main man, Quintarius Trapp, absolutely love to see it, still on the team at tight end. Really do not have anything going for us at receiver. DeAndre Swift is ancient now, so really not a lot to go off of there. Offensive line is really, really good, but we just do not have very much like skill position talent around Caleb Williams at this point. Coming into the final year in his contract, and oh my God, the defense looks freaking dreadful. Who are we drafting? What is going on? Yeah, I can see why Caleb Williams wants to get out of this situation. He is 29 years old, heading into his 8th NFL season at this point. Still has not won a ring. So it's like, dudes, let's get rocking and rolling. Hopefully can finally do that in this season. Let's go ahead, send him to the playoffs. You guys know the drill. And I will see you there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so Caleb Williams continues his freaking unbelievable run on this team, finishing with a 12-5 record with this, I mean, to be quite honest, lackluster roster around him. I mean, yeah, really, really interesting as we are going to dive into his stats. 4,500 yards with only 28 TDs. I mean, it's gone down like every year pretty much since his like second or third year at this point now. I mean, still playing lights out, right? But just not producing a lot through like touchdowns. As oh my God, Jeremiah Blackwell had 21 touchdowns. The big old back out of Washington, love to see it. Caleb Williams with his annual 300 yards rushing and 2 or 3 touchdowns, love to see it. Receiving wise, Quintarius Trapp is still him. Only 4 touchdowns for him, but George Morgan got rocking and rolling, you better believe it. 16 touchdowns through the air. Cassius Allen 1 touchdown. Clyde Barnhart 4 what are these names, dude? What is going on? Oh my God. Blocking wise, did we get our quarterback assassinated? Not as much this season, not as much. I mean, still more than I would like, but offensively, we were second in the NFL defensively, 22nd. I mean, it is kind of a tale of, it's a tale as old as time at this point, right? Like we know what's going on. Let's go ahead over to the weekly awards. See if our boy Caleb Williams did win any weekly awards this year. I have to imagine he did at some point. He won it in week 17, and that's it. So not likely to win a yearly award, as it is JJ McCarthy coming in second, Joe Burrow coming in first, Marcus Bigsby. What are these names, man? Coming in third. And not even finishing in the top 10 for MVP voting is insane. Offensive player of the year, George Morgan finished 7th, but best quarterback, Caleb finished 5th. Like, dude, like at this point, it's like, is he washed? Like, am I like losing my mind? His legacy score is 17,000 at this point. Has passed up Josh Allen, has passed up Jaden Daniels. Like he's got to pass up Joe Burrow, Dak, and then Lamar and Rodgers as well. I mean, Mahomes at this point never gonna get caught, but it's freaking Mahomes. I mean, we'll see, man. As we have a bye coming into the playoffs, let's go ahead advance week, see who we will be playing in the divisional. And just for the sake of time, also, I'm not hopping into any more of these. We are advancing week. I do not have the time because we're probably gonna be doing this for like another couple of seasons. 38-16 victory. Love to see it. Let's go ahead advance week. We are playing against the New York Football Giants in the NFC Championship. 24-21 Super Bowl against the Tennessee Titans, led by Patrick Mahomes. It is our old nemesis back again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead. We're not going to upgrade players. That's been kind of good juju recently. Let's go ahead advance week. Can Caleb Williams get his first ring in Chicago? Let's see, ladies and gents. Drum roll, please. And we do, ladies and gentlemen. The Bears finish. Wait, the Bears, did we win? Yeah, okay, we won. It was like the side of the scoring, like the side was weird. It said W, but it was like 23 for the Titans. Anyway, we won the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, finally. Oh my God, we broke the streak as Caleb balled out Tremaine Edmonds with 12 tackles. I know you guys can't see it. Austin, I don't know who that is at running back for the Titans. I mean, yeah, man, love to see it. The big question is like, will Caleb be back now, right? This was the last year of his contract. Will he want to come back? We will see as we head into Caleb, I believe this is his 9th or 10th season now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the most insane contract I have ever seen. Caleb Williams looks like he's probably going to retire a Bear at this point. 6-year, $316 million, I think, contract. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. As in 2035, he gets paid $86 million a year. Easily the most expensive quarterback of all time. That is insanity. But he's at this point on track to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Yeah, I mean, a true 99 overall at this point. He is 30 years old, heading into his 9th season in the NFL. Mr. 99 everything, right? Like, he's a bona fide just freaking weapon. Just a unit at this point. Love to see it. Taking a look at his like all-time career stats heading into this year, he's at 3,600 yards with 288 touchdowns to 58 interceptions. So he will be creeping likely into the 300 touchdown camp. Which is awesome. Gonna probably also hit the 40,000 total yard camp as well, which is phenomenal. NFL record wise, right? Still 20,000 shy of Matt Stafford, but that's only another 5 seasons. He's got 6 on his contract, right? So likely gonna be up there with some of the top guys ever to play the game, assuming also that he just retires after this contract, right? Let's go ahead and sim to the playoffs. As again, this is likely to be a very long video, but I do hope that you guys are enjoying. If you are, please drop a like, subscribe, comment. I'm telling you, this is probably going to take me so long to edit. And if you guys like it and comment and let me know what you thought about it, it just makes it all the more worth it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in possibly the most shocking turn after winning the Super Bowl, the Bears go 6-11. My God, man, what the hell happened? As Caleb Williams finishes with 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 picks. All right, so he's back up after last season rushing wise. Jonathan Divins. Where's our boy? Where's our massive 6 foot running, or 6'3", 230 pound running back? Where is he at? 2.9 yards a carry. That's dreadful, dude. Get off my team. Oh my God. Caleb Williams with yet again his annual 300 to 400 rushing yards with 2 TDs. Receiving wise, George Morgan was our boy, and Quintarius Trapp, we know. Our dogs, right? Clyde Barnhart, you know, sneaky athletic, of course. But I mean, yeah, dude, like what happened? Was our defense just horrendous? 5 sacks for Gabe Reynolds. I mean, he's been around the team for a long time. Like, what happened? Offensively, we were 13th in yards, probably because our running back was averaging 2.9 a carry. Defensively, we were 31st. That'll do you in, man. Weekly awards. Did our boy Caleb Williams win any? Yes, he did. Week number 3, week number 4 as well. Offensive player of the week. Love to see it. Wins week number 14 as well. Not likely to win any yearly awards, but we gotta check. Jaden Daniels on the Seahawks still. So bizarre. Caleb Williams actually finishes 4th in MVP voting. Offensive player of the year. Yet again, Jaden Daniels. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, he might honestly be as good, if not better, than Caleb at this point, right? Like, in this kind of rebuild. Absolutely insane. I will say, as George Morgan continues to be like a pretty solid wide receiver option. Legacy leaderboard, let's check it out. Let's see where we're at. We're at 19,000 points. We have hawked Dak Prescott and Josh Allen. Jaden Daniels trying to come up behind us, as we are still eyeing now Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and then Rodgers has been out of the league for a bit now. But Caleb Williams with 8 yearly awards, 3 NFC championships, and a Super Bowl. Absolutely love to see it. Career stats wise, what are we looking at from the main man? Caleb does break the 40,000 total yard mark within his career, 41,074. 324 passing touchdowns to 64 picks is a bit insane. We do look at all-time passing touchdowns. We've got Dak Prescott with 408. So we are starting to enter that conversation. Again, this contract is gonna probably allow Caleb Williams to realistically be with some of the top guys of all time in terms of stats when it's all said and done with this video. So let's go ahead, let's sim to next season and see if we can't have a little bit of a bounce back year for Caleb and the Bears. All right, so as we head into Caleb's, I think we're in his like 10th or 11th season now. Let's go ahead, let's take a look at his overall. He will start to regress, unfortunately. It just kind of is what it is, just due to I don't know, Madden being silly. Still a 99 overall, the #1 ranked quarterback in the NFL, as he should be. George Morgan up to an 88, superstar dev. Quintarius Trapp, I mean, 83 overall. Superstar X Factor, he is a dog. We love Quintarius Trapp around here. I mean, we have 2 running backs and Divins average 2.9 a carry. Can we do a little more there, guys? What the hell? Anyways, yeah, man, this is what the team is looking like heading into Caleb. I believe, again, it's his 10th year in the league, right? So a decade in the NFL, and we will take a look at what his stats are looking like after a 10-year run in the NFL. Let's go ahead. Let's send him to the playoffs and see if they can't make it back, man. First time missing the playoffs in a while for the Bears. So I would like to see them make it back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Bears miss out on the playoffs 2 years in a row. We finished 10-7 and miss out in a stacked NFC. It is absolutely insane to me. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at Caleb Williams. He did win Offensive Player of the Week in Week 4. He also won it. I know he won it at least one more time. He won it in Week 12, and then he won it again in Week 18. So let's go ahead and take a look at his stats. Caleb Williams. Oh my goodness, that's an MVP performance if I've ever seen one. 4,756 yards, 38 touchdowns to 1 interception with a 73% completion percentage, 120.9 passer rating. This dude is insane. Divins having a better year, getting in on the ground, but averaging 3.1 a carry. Caleb with his annual 200 to 400 yards rushing with a touchdown. Love to see it. Kendall Medlock. Dude, we cannot run the ball. Why? What are we doing? And then receiving wise, George Morgan led the team with 1369 yards, 13 TDs. Quintarius Trapp right behind him with 1303 yards, 12 TDs. And then we had our boy Clyde Barnhart, again, sneaky athletic. Love to see it. Defensively, looks like we had a pretty decent year from Gabe Reynolds, as he might be like a all-time sack leader on this Bears team before it's all said and done. Career stats wise, Caleb Williams is sitting here with 45,000 yards, a 72% completion percentage over his entire career, 362 TDs to 65 interceptions is phenomenal, man. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. In terms of all-time leaderboards, he's still got a ways to go to catch up to a lot of these guys. I think he'll probably catch up in terms of passing TDs, I mean, before like anyone else really. With like 420, Dan Marino, he'll probably get there in the next like 3 seasons, I would say. And then, ladies and gentlemen, yearly awards wise, Caleb Williams wins his 2nd MVP. Love to see it. NFC Offensive Player of the Year as well. Did he win Best Quarterback? He better have. Him and Jaden Daniels have been going at it for a while now. Very excited to do Jaden Daniels' rebuild, or not rebuild, but video. That's going to be obviously the one right after that, taking number 2 in the NFL draft. So taking a look at the legacy leaderboard, Caleb Williams now surpassing, or Jaden Daniels, I mean, dude, they're getting real close. Very interesting. But Joe Burrow is continuing to be amazing. Probably going to pass up Rodgers. Is Daniels, and then Caleb Williams here in the next couple of years have passed Dak Prescott at this point, as he has retired. And then obviously Patty Mahomes is kind of uncatchable. But yeah, I mean, good year overall. Like, never seen a bad year from Caleb, to be honest. This is like a phenomenal season. Just didn't make the playoffs because it was a stacked NFC. As if we go ahead and pull up the standings, we will see if we pull up the NFC. We just didn't make it. We were 10-7. The Niners were 10-7. Bucks were 10-7. Packers were 10-7. And then, I mean, it was just a really, really good season. And I guess we probably lost on a tiebreaker to the Packers, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is, man. Without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's simulate to next season. And then check if Caleb regresses at all. I kind of doubt it, winning an MVP. But hey, you never know. He's starting to get older. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our boy Caleb Williams still at a 99 overall. #1 overall quarterback. He has been for many years at this point. George Morgan developing into a phenomenal receiver. A 90 overall superstar X Factor. He is our slot guy. Defensively, we're looking all right. We're not looking too bad. We're going to start Smith right there over Sewell because 68 over 77 makes no sense. Yeah, not a whole lot of guys like still left on this team, obviously, in real life, right? We still have Darnell Wright somehow, but I mean, Caleb Williams is probably going to be the last one in real life that we will see. Ladies and gents, let's go ahead, sim to the playoffs. For, I believe this is the 11th year of Caleb Williams' career. We're going to cut it off when his contract ends. I do not want this to be like a 2 2-hour-long video. It's probably going to be about an hour, hour and a half at this point, which is awesome, but it would take too long. It would just, like, I want to get this out to you guys. It would just take too long. I will see you guys at the playoffs. All right, ladies and gents, the Bears are back in the wild card somehow at 12-5. I don't even, like, know how that's possible at this point, but it is. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the weekly awards. Then we'll dive into the stats, then the yearly awards. You guys know how we're doing at this point, right? I do see Caleb Williams #1 in the NFL in passing yards. Yet again, dude is he's awesome at this point, right? Top player for NFC, what am I talking about? NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Week 3, Caleb Williams, love to see it. Did he win it again? He won it again in Week 7. He wins it again in Week 12 and did not win it again the rest of the season. So 3 times. I mean, hey man, no complaints. Yearly awards, Caleb finishes as the runner-up in MVP. That is all right, man. No complaints here. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Love to see it. Best quarterback was JJ McCarthy, of course, winning the MVP. Career stats. What are we looking like? 50,000 yards. 396 TDs to 69 picks. Love to see it. Let's take a look at Caleb's stats over the season. 4,700 yards passing, 34 touchdowns, 4 picks, 74% completion percentage. I mean, this dude's an animal. 320 rushing yards, 3 TDs. D'Angelo McCain, new guy, get Divins out of here, 2.9 yards a carry, ridiculous. Love to see it. Finally got another running back. That's awesome. Receiving wise, Quintarius Trapp, our boys, 7 TDs, 1,300 yards receiving, 1,200 for George Morgan with 17 TDs on the season. Laren Mackey, 4 TDs. Sneaky athlete Clyde Barnhart, 3 TDs, 700 yards on the season. Love to see it, man. Yeah, I mean, NFL records wise, right? We're getting close in terms of passing yards for sure. Passing TDs, we're probably cracking into both of those in the next like 2 years, which I'm very excited to see. Where will Caleb Williams finish all time on that list, right? Let's go ahead. Let's advance week. See if we can't beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round. We did lose to them a couple years back, and we lose to them again 29-28. That hurts for sure. Kind of is what it is at this point. Let's go ahead and take a look at Caleb's overall. I'm sure he's still a 99. It wouldn't be anything else. George Morgan and Quintarius Trapp, obviously phenomenal players. As Caleb is 32 years old. This was his 11th season. #1 overall quarterback in the NFL for, I mean, I don't even know how long at this point. Dude has just been amazing. He's been nothing but phenomenal. Let's go ahead and advance to next season, and I will see you guys there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, heading into this season, Caleb Williams down to a 98. Are we going to start to see some regression? I do believe so. He is obviously playing up to a 99 overall. Temporarily, that's a boost, right? Because he knows he's him, right? He knows that he is him. Not surprising at all. Let's go ahead. Let's simulate this season. I will see you guys in the playoffs for year number 12 now for Caleb. I'm losing track, man. I've been at this desk for literally like 2.5 hours. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, the Bears go 14-3. This might be the best season that we have had up to this point. That's pretty insane. Let's go ahead and take a look at the yearly awards. We're not seeing those stats, but I'm seeing those stats out of the corner of my eye. Top player week 3, Caleb Williams. Top player week 4, top player week 5. Oh my goodness, man. Top player week 9, week 11. Oh my goodness, and then did not win it the rest of the season, but holy hell, 4,600 yards, 47 TDs to 4 picks. He's him. Caleb Williams he's, oh my God, this is in his 12th season, by the way. That is nuts. Rushing wise, 376 yards on the ground, a touchdown. D'Angelo McCain is pounding it in, baby. 18 touchdowns. Receiving wise, George Morgan and Quintarius Trapp combined for 31 of those touchdowns. That is insane. We've got Chris Escobar now. What are these names, dude? But George Morgan and both Quintarius Trapp, I mean, these guys have been phenomenal since we've essentially drafted them, the CPU, right? Love to see it. I mean, we have to have won MVP, right? MVP, Caleb Williams, 3-time MVP winner now, 33,000 legacy score, NFC Offensive Player of the Year, NFC Quarterback of the Year. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look at the legacy leaderboard because we have to be up there now. And you bet your ass we are up there. Caleb Williams getting close to he's past Aaron Rodgers, getting close to Lamar Jackson at this point, passing up Joe Burrow as well. Dude, like, this is the career that we would kind of expect out of Caleb Williams. He has 3 MVPs, 15 yearly awards, only 1 ring still, which is a little bit surprising. NFL record holders all time have not cracked into the passing yards yet. Passing touchdowns, we are number 8 in passing touchdowns all time at 443. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a little bit higher as this goes on, right? 55,000 yards for Caleb Williams with 443 touchdowns to 73 picks, 72% completion percentage, 116.7 passer rating. He's been sacked a bit, right? 264 times out of 204 games played. Rushing yards, he has 4,000 rushing yards and 26 touchdowns on the ground as well. So I mean, at this point, probably a shoo-in for a Hall of Fame career, which is, amazing. But, before this video comes to an end, we've probably got another couple seasons, but we got to win a second ring for our boy Caleb, and it is our arch nemesis, the Carolina Panthers, that we will be going up against in the divisional round. Again, we are just going to go ahead and simulate. We do not have all day. This is going to be a very long video as it is. Simulating to the next week. Let's go ahead. Let's see. We win 20-10 coming up against the Los Angeles Rams with JJ McCarthy, who has been balling out, I might add. Let's go ahead. Let's see if we win the NFC championship. We do not. 29-28. How many times have we seen that now, man? That is crazy. As Caleb is able to win NFC offensive player of the week, but he just doesn't get, we just don't win somehow. I don't know how that happens. I mean, slightly disappointing, debatably. I mean, let's see Caleb's definitely up to a 99 overall proper again, right? Just because he keeps freaking winning MVPs, right? We'll check in on what he's rated at the beginning of next season, because he will start to regress pretty heavily here. It does kind of start to stack up as we get later into these guys' careers. Ladies and gents, say it with me. Without further ado, I will see you guys in Caleb Williams' 13th season, I think. I'm not entirely sure. All right, so as we hop into Caleb's 13th NFL season, he is down to a 96 overall. With that being said, he can absolutely play, back up a little bit higher. Surrounded by superstar X Factors. We lost our boy Trap. No, that's terrible. Are you kidding me? As I believe Caleb, in terms of his career, or contract, I should say, $86.2 million hit. Holy hell, man. That is insanity. As we are coming to, it's the second to last, essentially bit of his contract that we will see. Let's go ahead, play or sim to the playoffs, and I will see you guys there. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bears are back in the playoffs. Had a little bit of a dip in Caleb's, 9th and 10th year, 10th and 11th year, but a perennial playoff team. It's like the Patriots if they just didn't win Super Bowls. That's the best way I can put it. Weekly awards. Let's see what our boy got up to. Caleb Williams won it in week 9 and then did not win it again the rest of the season. So a little bit of a quiet year. Offensively, we were first in the NFL though for yards. 4,600 yards, 35 TDs, 3 picks. No complaints here. Rushing wise, D'Angelo McCain. Oh my God, he's him. Caleb breaks the 400-yard rushing mark for the first time in his career. Kind of insane. Receiving wise, Tom Saxton. What? 15 TDs. He's a tight end. Yeah, that makes sense. But George Morgan also with 8 TDs, about 1,000 yards. Taking a look at yearly awards, who won MVP? Caleb Williams, 4 MVPs. Caleb Williams wins it yet again. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is D'Angelo McCain with 20 touchdowns. Yeah, I absolutely see that. Caleb Williams Best quarterback, love to see it. And then best running back, probably, no, it's Lamont Swain and not D'Angelo McCain. Career stats wise, Caleb very close to 60,000 passing yards on his career with 478 touchdowns, 76 interceptions, 73% completion percentage. I mean, he's a baller, right? He's phenomenal at this point. Passing yards, he's getting very close to probably within the next couple of years, like within this last like 2 to 3 years, eclipsing Big Ben. And then I don't think he'll get to Brady. I mean, he'll be up there for sure. And then touchdowns, he is already up there with 478 as Lamar Jackson continues to put up crazy numbers, and JJ McCarthy's hauling ass after Caleb Williams. That is kind of insane. A lot of young guys here. I mean, oh my God, Pat Mahomes, 645 touchdowns, playing on the Jags now. I don't even know what's going on there. Legacy leaderboard for Caleb Williams. We've got Pat Mahomes to catch. That's the guy. That's the guy at this point. 4 MVP awards for Caleb Williams with about 59,000 passing yards. Mahomes has way more rings than us. Way more AFC and NFC championships, depending on which division he played in, right? But yearly awards, I mean, Caleb is right there with him. So it's really about winning rings at this point in Caleb's career. Let's go ahead. Let's advance. Can we beat the Seattle Seahawks in the wild card round? We will see. And the answer is, of course, yes, we can. 28-21, solid win for the Bears here. Here we go against Washington, right? Apparently they have an amazing back, Lamont Swain, averaging 5 yards per carry. That is a generational player if I've ever seen one. Oh my goodness. Can the Bears beat the juggernaut that is Lamont Swain? The answer is going to be no. Yet again, not able to win another ring. Really, really surprising. I mean, hey man, we're heading into the last year of Caleb's, long contract, record-breaking contract. Let's sim to next season. Let's see if we can't get him another ring, and then we'll kind of see where he ends up. He will start to regress here, and I do want to highlight that in preseason, but still a phenomenal quarterback at this point. I think he's like 33, 34 years old. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we head into Caleb's final season on this insane contract, he is down to a 94, still superstar X Factor, right? So he has not regressed in terms of development trait, but I mean, he's in his 14th year, right? So he's an old man at this point, right? He's an old dude for sure. I'm interested to see, man, like where does he rank all time? Where does he end up? Oh my God, defensively, we've got some dogs on the defensive line. Holy hell. At this point, I think that Caleb is the only one that is like still like on the team from like when we first, that would be like actually in the NFL. Yeah, I don't see anyone that's still on the team from when we, started this rebuild. Obviously, he is a 35-year-old or 34-year-old at this point, right? So he's pretty old. But with that being said, we are going to go ahead, simulate to the playoffs, see if old man Caleb can't get rock and rolling on the last year of his massive contract. We'll see if he retires after this season. I'd be kind of surprised. He's probably still got a little bit left in him. May jump around a little bit, but really what I'm interested to see is like his final career stats, right? One last ride with the Bears. Let's go ahead. Let's simulate to the playoffs. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are in Caleb Williams' probably final season on the Bears. Yet again, made the playoffs, right? Like these guys at this point are a perennial playoff team. And Caleb is, of course, playing up to a 99 overall because he is him. We know this at this point, right? Last year on his contract. I think that's this year. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, taking a look at the weekly awards, right? Did Caleb Williams win it multiple times? So won it in week 4, won it again in week 8 and week 9, won it week 13, and then won it week 18. So even though Caleb is getting a little bit older, it doesn't seem to matter as he's got 4,700 yards, 38 TDs, 5 picks. Consistent baller. Man, Caleb Williams also 352 yards on the ground, 3 TDs. D'Angelo McCain, a little bit of a down year, 11 touchdowns for him. Receiving wise, George Morgan, I mean, this dude has been like essentially our new Keenan Allen, right? 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. Love to see it, man. He's a beast. He's a beast for us, for sure. Taking a look at the yearly awards, Caleb wins his, is that his 3rd or 4th back-to-back MVP. That is insanity. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, probably best quarterback in the NFC as well. That is nuts. Oh my goodness. And then yards-wise, Caleb Williams is finally breaking into the all-time leaderboard with 64,000 passing yards. Oh my God, this has been a video of videos, I will tell you. 516 touchdowns, 64,000 yards. That is nuts. Passing touchdowns. He's actually getting, like, he's kind of creeping up big time on a lot of, like, he'll probably surpass Aaron Rodgers next season, assuming he doesn't retire, right? I mean, Caleb's still certainly good enough to be a starter in the NFL. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him play another couple of years, right? And I mean, he's phenomenal at this point. In terms of legacy leaderboard, chasing Pat Mahomes, right? Chasing Patrick Mahomes at this point for essentially the best quarterback of all time. 22 yearly awards, a ring to his name, 3 NFC championships, been on the same team his entire career. If you're a Bears fan, man, I would be ecstatic watching this video. I would pray to God that this is what happens as we are coming up against the New York Football Giants in the playoffs. Let's see if we can get a W. And ladies and gentlemen, a 42-27 rout borderline of the New York Football Giants is what we get as Caleb Williams throws for 370 yards and 4 TDs. Love to see it as we're going to be coming up against the Arizona Cardinals in the divisional. Let's go ahead, simulate to the NFC Championship and see what we can do from there. So we get a W, 28-17, and we are heading into the NFC championship game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Always a tricky team in simulation, but we are going to go ahead and simulate. Can we get Caleb one last ring on this last ride? 31-13 win as we have the Steelers now in the Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we can do. I'm very excited for this as we are going to go ahead. Of course, we have to hop into the moments, right, in the Super Bowl. We haven't been back here in a long time. We did simulate the last Super Bowl and win one, but it's been a couple of years. This would be a phenomenal way for Caleb to end his career as a Chicago Bear. As it's not looking too hot, we are going to hop in 3rd down alert. Caleb is playing up to a 99 overall. Again, really different team than what we were playing with last time we were in the Super Bowl. We've got our boy Escobar. Love to see it as we're going to hit our tight end in the flat. And unfortunately, that is no trap. That is no trap. But hey, man, we get the first down. That's what matters. Let's go ahead. Let's continue to the next moment. I'm going to let the CPU do their thing. 7-7. Score is now 7-14 as we are going to go ahead, hop in here and play with Caleb Williams as we've got McCain on a streak. I'm going to put Manning. Okay, I was going to try to put Manning on it. There he is. Now he's on a streak. Let's see what we can do, man. Oh, are we going to have McCain back shoulder throw? Oh my goodness, what a pitch and catch right there. Love to see it. I mean, Caleb Williams he's phenomenal. He's an amazing quarterback at this point. At this point, he's easily a shoo-in to be a Hall of Famer. Would be really surprised if he didn't win it at this point. And oh my goodness, we fumble. It's 2nd and 30 coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get a little bit of, can we get some Caleb Williams magic right here? I mean, wouldn't it only be right if we could somehow convert a, 2nd and 30 as we are going to get down. It's going to be 3rd down and 7:44 seconds left in the first half. We're going to put Manning on a streak. Can we potentially win over top? That's going to be a good question. And oh my goodness, what a catch. Manning playing like a Manning right there. Love to see it. Came away with the score. Damn straight we did. As in the second quarter or second half now, the Bears are looking to score 21-14. The Steelers have it all tied up now, 21-21. End of game drive, right? This is the Super Bowl. This is to win it all. We're going to hop in here, of course, right? Let's go ahead. Let's see what we can do, man. What do we got? We'll take the little out route. 2nd down and 6 coming up for Caleb Williams and the Bears. Let's get crazy vertical, man. I mean, we don't have like any of our like crazy superstar X Factor guys that we used to have when Caleb was kind of younger, as we're gonna sling that pitch and catch, right? We'll go hurry up. We'll let it hit the 2-minute, unless we can run an RPO, a little run pass option, right? Maybe run it with our, oh God, I mean, it's the new TJ Watt, right? Because TJ at this point is probably retired. As we're going to go with DeVoe probably here on this crazy ass route. See if this maybe works. It's not going to work. We're going to take the check down to our tight end. Ooh, a little bit risky. We'll call it timeout right there. As we got to move the sticks here, ladies and gentlemen. We have got to move the sticks. We've been going with a lot of vertical concepts, and I mean, it hasn't been working as well as we would have liked it to. And that's Manning right there, ladies and gentlemen, making a phenomenal grab to move those chains. We're gonna inside run it with D'Angelo McClain. They've got number 39, who's like a superstar X Factor. Don't know who that guy is. He looks insane, as that's a phenomenal block from our guard. And D'Angelo McClain, is he gonna be in? He is not gonna get in, but I mean, that's pretty much gonna put us in. That's gonna put us right where we want, right? D'Angelo McClain with a phenomenal rush right there. Our right guard just murdered their linebacker, as we're just gonna run the ball. And D'Angelo McClain getting very, very close to the end zone right here. And ladies and gents, can we run it in one more time? Can we get Caleb Williams his second ring finally? It's been probably over half a decade, maybe 7 years since we won his first ring. We came away with the score. Game is on the line. I'm letting the CPU take over. Ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Williams wins his second Super Bowl. Absolutely love to see it. Final year of his contract for the Bears. The question is, where will he end up next season? Will he retire a Bear? Will he end up, essentially on the Bears forever? You never know, right? So let's go ahead. Let's look at the retirements. Did Caleb Williams go ahead and retire? I really doubt it, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Yeah, he didn't retire. Yeah, nothing changed, right? We're all good to go. Let's go ahead, let's sim to next season and see where Caleb Williams ends up. All right, ladies and gents. Oh my God, what a monster salary. 1 year, $62.8 million salary for Caleb Williams here. In his, what year are we in? In his 15th season in the NFL. Playing down to a 93, right? It should be regressing, but he's a superstar X Factor, so he's freaking amazing. Let's go ahead, let's sim to the playoffs, see what our boy can do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 14-3 with the Bears. I mean, this is insanity at this point, right? Like, Caleb Williams is a mid-30s, late 30s, and he's putting up, oh my God, the best season that we've seen from him in terms of passing yards, right? 5,122 yards, 44 TDs to 6 picks. Rushing wise, still rushing for about 300 to 400 a season with 2 TDs. Love to see it. D'Angelo McClain, not quite there, but hey man, we'll take it. George Morgan. Dude is a beast, right? This guy has been with us since like year 6 or year 7, I want to say. And get the Bengals out of here. What the hell? And I mean, he's been awesome. 20 TDs. Benji Hutton, 10 TDs. We got Martin Taylor, 6 TDs, right? Jalen Stump, 6 TDs. What are these names, dude? What are these names? In-season awards, weekly awards, right? I'm sure Caleb won at some point. He won it week 6. He won it again week 10, he won it again week 11, won it again week 13, won it again week 15, won it again week 16, won it again week 18. Is he our MVP? Oh my God, is this 5 years in a row? Caleb Williams has won the MVP award. That is insanity. Offensive Player of the Year is actually George Morgan, which I love. I absolutely love that for our receiver. Obviously, best quarterback gonna be Caleb Williams. Career stats wise, 69,000 yards, 560 TDs to 87 interceptions. In terms of quarterback legacy score of all time, really trying to hawk down Mahomes these last couple of years, right? 52,000 legacy score to Pat's 59,000. I mean, dude, we're getting there, right? Yards wise, right, at 69,000 yards. So within, if he plays another season, probably going to pass up both Favre and Manning. Will eventually catch Mahomes, I'm sure. In terms of passing TDs, I mean, he's well within striking distance of Drew Brees in the next season. And then Pat Mahomes would probably require another season or 2 for sure. But Caleb Williams, I mean, a bona fide top quarterback of all time, right? If he brings home a ring this year, I could totally see it happening. Let's go ahead, let's simulate, as we will see who we are facing in the divisional round. We are facing against the Los Angeles Rams. Let's go ahead, advance week, see if we can't get a win. I think JJ McCarthy at this time has probably retired. We lost to the Rams in the first round, 31-28. Very unfortunate. Really interesting as Matt Eberflus has the infinite extended contract going on right now. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at the lineup, right? Really expected to, with a season like that, to probably win it all. As Caleb Williams is a 94 overall, number 3 ranked quarterback in the NFL, right? Just a long-time vet at this point with George Morgan, McCain, and then just a phenomenal team around him, essentially, but unfortunately unable to win back-to-back rings. Let's go ahead. Let's advance to the offseason, see if he retires. I would be kind of surprised if he did, but see where he ends up, right? Because the Bears had him on a 1-year, like $62 million contract. He just won another MVP again, right? So it's like, where does he go now? All right, so Caleb has not retired. With that being said, I'm not sure if he's going to get brought back. Let's go ahead. Let's sim to next season and see where he ends up. Will he remain a Bear for life? We will see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Williams is now on the Jaguars, so we are going to be hopping over to them. I mean, I'm not surprised at this point, right? Like, just he's been with the Bears for like his entire career, and I mean, if they didn't want to bring him back, if they wanted to give someone else a shot, like, you're more than welcome to. I wouldn't advise it per se. With that being said, Caleb is down to an 89 overall, heading into his 16th year in the NFL. He's going to turn 38 this season. Still the number 6 ranked quarterback in the NFL, so I'm very intrigued to see how he can do. It's a star-studded offense, as we can see. And then defensively, they've got some dogs as well, so very excited to see what these guys can do. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the playoffs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in his new home, Caleb Williams goes 12-5, makes the wildcard game, beats his old team in the last game of the season. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the stats. 3,800 yards, 30 TDs, 5 interceptions for Caleb Williams. Rushing wise, what did he get up to? 270 yards on the ground, a touchdown as well. Receiving, obviously these are like these are fake players, right? There's no one left in the NFL pretty much at this point from when Caleb got drafted, except for freaking JJ McCarthy. Let's take a look at the weekly awards. So we're looking at AFC Offensive Player of the Week now, and it doesn't look, to me at least, like Caleb was able to win it in week 15, and that looks like it's about it. Would be surprised if he won MVP again. He did not. It's Brett Lindstrom. Love to see it for the young kid. 8 overall in the league MVP, votes, right? Got ranked 9th in terms of Offensive Player of the Year. Best quarterback in the AFC went to Brett Lindstrom as well. Caleb finished number 3rd in that ranking. In terms of NFL record holders, right? Caleb Williams surpassed both Peyton Manning and Brett Favre with 73,000 total yards in his career. Very much in reach of Pat Mahomes, who also played for the Jags at the end of his career. Passing touchdowns, Caleb Williams very, very much within striking distance in these next 2 years of Mahomes and Brady to potentially become the all-time GOAT should he not retire. But with that being said, we've got the playoffs to get into. So let's go ahead. Let's advance this game with the Los Angeles Chargers. We are not going to be hopping in. Again, this is a very long video at this point. Beat the Los Angeles Chargers in the wild card round, heading on to the Steelers, who just won the Super Bowl. Now in the divisional, can we beat the reigning champions? That is the question. And we do, 28-10. And so we have the AFC Conference Championship against the Cleveland Browns. Looks like a pretty good squad. Let's see how we fare against them. And we lost 21-31. Very unfortunate there. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what Caleb's up to, right? He had a very good season, made a deep playoff run, playing up to a 92 overall, a true 89 ranked quarterback, still top 10 in the NFL, which is awesome. Taking a look at his contract, it's a 1-year $52 million contract. Jesus Christ. What is going on with the salary cap at this point? That is insanity. Let's go ahead. Let's sim to the offseason. Let's see if he retires, right? Like, we want to make sure that we stay up to date. He's getting to the point where he totally could retire at this point. You never know, right? He's getting older. He's still performing well, right? But the player is just like old as hell. So, ladies and gents, does not look like Caleb Williams went ahead and retired. And let's go ahead and advance to next season. Let's see if the Jags decide to go ahead and bring him back. I would be very intrigued to see if they do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I did not mean to hit manage team right there, but the Miami Dolphins have picked up Caleb Williams, probably the better part of a decade since Tua Tagovailoa retired. He's playing at an 85 overall with Superstar Dev in his 17th season now. I mean, we are really probably we're getting towards the end of his career now, right? This has like been the longest video I've ever recorded by far. But I do hope you guys are enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun to make. He's got a pretty strong team around him, I will say, like defensively at least. It looks like kind of like a loaded group, right? As we go ahead and head into a just lineup, right? Like we've got some dogs. We've got Cochran, who's our star tight end, right? Or superstar tight end, I should say. We'll go ahead. We'll change to the Chiefs playbook. Why are we under the New England playbook? That would have been terrible. I'm very glad that I saw that, because what the hell? Let's go ahead. We'll change to the Chiefs playbook. But like, yeah, I mean, like Cochran, we want to target a bunch for sure. And then defensively, we've got dogs all over the place. Like legit, like really, really good team ready to compete and hopefully win a Super Bowl. And probably Caleb Williams last season. I mean, I would be surprised if he played much longer than this. And like taking a look at his contract now, right? I mean, this dude's made millions of dollars, like a stupid amount of money over his career, right? But he's on a $28 million deal, right? Essentially like, hey man, like, you know, you've been in the league for a long time. Like, let's see what you got still. So we're going to see what he has, right? Let's go ahead and sim to the playoffs and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Finns have made the playoffs with Caleb Williams at the helm. Love to see it. Ignore the stats on the left. I see him too. We're blocking them out. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the weekly awards. Caleb Williams, week 1. Wins AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Love to see it. He wins it again in week number 12, which is awesome. Does he win it again at the end of the season? No, he does not. So 2 AFC Offensive Player of the Week awards, and he wins his like his 6th MVP at this point, or 7th. That is insanity. Wins Offensive Player of the Year, not the weir of the year. Wins Best Quarterback. I mean, yeah, he's him. He's him. Legacy leaderboard time. Caleb Williams has officially surpassed one Patrick Mahomes, right? 29 yearly awards for Caleb. Mahomes has 2 more rings than he does, but I mean, oh my God, man. Like, oh my God, this is insane. Taking a look at all-time stats, right? Getting close to probably, like, he might pass up Drew Brees. I kind of doubt it. And then passing touchdowns. If he played another season, he would definitely pass up Brady all-time in passing TDs. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the season that he had. 4,700 yards as a, I don't know, 30 as like a 40-year-old. 44 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, right? Insanity rushing wise. Still getting that 200 to 400 yards rushing a year. 2 touchdowns on the ground receiving wise. We had 2 guys with 15 touchdowns. Calvin Cochran. I mean, it's why we switched to the Chiefs playbook. We wanted to take advantage of a superstar tight end, and we certainly did. You better believe it. Oh my goodness. Career stats for Caleb Williams. 78,000 passing yards with 634 touchdowns to 98 interceptions. That is insanity. Averaging 72% completion percentage, 116.7 passer rating. Rushing wise, he's at like about 6,000 yards rushing, 34 touchdowns. I mean, like a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame, like easily. I mean, this is absolutely nuts, but can we get one last ring with Caleb? Let's go ahead, advance week, see if we can't beat the Cleveland Browns here in the wild card round. And we do not. 34-13. Oh my goodness. Not good at all. Do not love it. Do not love it at all. We have 2 new injuries. I have a feeling probably Caleb got injured if we did that poorly, right? It was not Caleb that got injured, interestingly enough. Let's go ahead and sim to the offseason. Let's see. I mean, let's see like is Caleb gonna retire, right? Like at this point, he's super old, but he did just win MVP at like 37 or 38 years old. So like maybe he won't retire. Maybe I'll be stuck here for another hour. You never know. Please like the video. Please. I'm begging you. Oh my God, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in one last ride with the big man, Matt Eberflus, it looks like Caleb Williams is back on the Bears. Honestly, I've spent so much time on this video. I am happy for the kid. Coming into his 18th year, he's going to turn 40 this year. He is down to an 82 overall, but I mean, he's back with his team, right? We still have D'Angelo McClain. We still have George Morgan, right? These are the guys that made up most of his career, right? And we still have our playbooks, which is awesome. Caleb Williams, probably gonna be, you know, letting it ride one last time with the Bears, I have to imagine, and then I have to imagine he's gonna retire after this. I do want to take a look at his contract, see what he's down to at this point. It's a 14.4 mil salary. So, I mean, after this point, he's probably going to regress to, like, not even being a starter. But, ladies and gents, probably for the last time, let's go ahead, let's sim to the playoffs and see what Caleb Williams can do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at a loss for words. I was going to say Caleb Williams led the Bears to a 15-2 record. What the hell is going on? Ignore the stats. Shut up, you didn't see him. NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Week 2, we got it. Did we get it the rest of the season? We got it week 8. Did we get it anymore? We got it week 15. Will this be another Caleb Williams MVP? No! Finished second. Get out of here, John Bonner. What the hell, man? Offensive Player of the Year. Caleb Williams finishes at 8th. Unfortunate. Best quarterback, John Bonner. The freaking, my arch nemesis right now. 4,500 yards, 39 TDs to 11 interceptions. Rushing wise, you know Caleb's good for it. D'Angelo, my main man, 14 touchdowns. Love to see it. But Caleb Williams, 360 yards for 3 TDs. Receiving, George Morgan. I'm sure he's happy to have his buddy back, man. This is awesome. 1,200 yards, 15 TDs, 3 TDs for Ben Pinkston. What the fuck? And then Benji Hutton. I'm pretty sure he was there like when we left. 16 TDs. Love to see it. First in offensive yards. Caleb Williams is Himmy Neutron, Himbo Slice. I can't think of any more him jokes that I can make. NFL records, Caleb Williams is coming up on Brady for yards all time. That's insane. Passing TDs, Caleb Williams leads the NFL in passing touchdowns all time over Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. That is nuts. That is nuts. 82,000 yards, 673 TDs, finally hit triple-digit interceptions at 109 with a 116.3 passer rating all time. Rushing yards, right? D'Angelo's a baller. We know that. Caleb eclipses the 6,000 yard mark rushing all time, 37 touchdowns. What a career that we have witnessed here, man. Oh my goodness. This is awesome. I am absolutely loving it. Let's take a look at what is Caleb's overall, right? He's playing up to an 86, but realistically he is down to an 82. I mean, he's old as hell at this point. He is an old man. So is D'Angelo McClain, I should say. But we are going to advance to next week and then see who we're playing in the NFC divisional. And it's our freaking arch nemesis. Oh my God. Force advance and pray to the Lords above that we do not lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the divisional. And we do not. We don't lose to the Bucs. Love to see it. We are playing against Washington. Keaton Winters is their best player. I wonder if they still have that crazy ass running back. Let's go ahead. Let's force advance. See if we can't get to the Super Bowl. Maybe win Caleb a 3rd ring. 25-10 we win, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead. Force advance. We are playing against the Browns. It's the Browns and the Bears in what year are we in? 2040? Jesus Christ, man. Yearly awards. We know Caleb did not win it. Ridiculous, in my opinion. Absolutely absurd. Terrible. Dreadful. Let's go ahead. Let's play the moments, man. It's a Super Bowl. We have to. We can't just, you know, sim that. I know we simmed one earlier, but you guys, you got to bear with me. I am like literally, I've been recording this since 7:30 at night. It is 11 p.m. All right. Let me do this. All right. All right. The Browns unable to get anything going offensively. We got to hop in. I mean, Caleb's not the guy that he used to be, but he's still good, right? He's rocking number 7. What the hell is going on there? That's dreadful. They couldn't even give him his regular number back as, oh God, man. I mean, play is developing a little bit faster than I recall, and I wanted to go hurry up, to be honest, but Looks like a very defensive-oriented game so far as the Browns score. It's 10-3, third down alert as we are on the 26-yard line going in. I mean, I like my boy McLean right here. I mean, I can't not like him, right? He's my boy as we're going to hit B. Coming back across the middle. I don't think that's our boy George. That's Pinkston. Whatever his first name is, I don't know. We're so far in the future at this point. We're gonna let the CPU score 17-3, 17-10, make a big stop. That is not what I'm known for. I'm known for hopping in right now and playing as Caleb Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got our boy D'Angelo McLean, our main man, who was our main man for so long. We got George Morgan as well, who again, our main man for so long is D'Angelo. We tried to pop that inside. We saw the linebacker coming down to fill that outside gap, the C gap. Unfortunately, not able to get outside right there. As I don't know what this formation is, but this player, it's like terrible. What the hell is this? What are you giving me? All right, we're gonna look for our boy George. George, do you still got it? George Morgan. Do you still got it? I think he's still got it. He's probably, I mean, he's not as old as Caleb at this point, but that boy is damn old at this point. Love to see it. George Morgan having a phenomenal career in the NFL. And I mean, I kind of hope we can go out on top. I would like to see Caleb retire after this. Not only because, like, for my sanity, but also to go out on top, but mostly for my sanity, to be honest. I am kind of losing it at this point, just a little bit. All right, ladies and gents, 1st and 10, D'Angelo McLean. Let's get rolling. Let's get rolling, brother. Juke inside. Yes, sir. Break it. Oh, I tried to break the tackle. 2nd down and 9 coming up. The Browns are going to call the timeout. We're going to look for Hutton potentially leaking out right here, right, on this kind of funky-ass route. We'll see. We'll see if it gets over. It does not. It doesn't get over anything. Literally nothing is open. X. Is that our boy George? After all these years, George is balling out for us. I love it. George Morgan, phenomenal player. Played with him for the majority of our career, right? Oh my goodness. I thought D'Angelo was going to get rocking and rolling right there. Essentially, the Browns are out of timeouts here. We kind of just have to kind of just run the clock out, right? It's 3rd down and 3, and we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna switch over to Super Sim, and that should realistically be the game. Why are we in overtime? What the okay, we're hopping in. What? Get out of this. This is ridiculous. Like, what? That should have been game, so I'm hopping in because I feel like that's bullcrap. And is that guy's name Candidate? That's ridiculous. That's an absurd name. No one in... I thought... Candidate. What? What is going on with the names in this rebuild? Is his player name the President, or his nickname the President? Oh, we're shooting that gap. Oh my goodness. Not Gerard Mayo, because we're in 2040, but like, I mean, we filled that gap like crazy, man. I don't know how we didn't, like, did we miss the field goal? Like, what the hell happened? Oh my god, dude, Mayo's kind of crazy. He's kind of fast. I love to see it. 3rd down and 7 coming up. We are not letting them win this game. I'm sorry. I know I'm like supposed to be unbiased. I have been here for so much longer than I ever anticipated, and I know it's going to be an amazing video, but like, you guys got to let me have this. As we get a pick with Smith, I don't know his first name, because why would I? We're in 2040. I don't know, man, but I mean, hey, we get the ball back. We're gonna go for the kill shot with Pinkston right here, ladies and gents. We're gonna go for the kill shot, and unless I see a slot receiver underneath, I mean, I'm inclined to take that. We're going to juke out of bounds, ladies and gents, down at the 29-yard line. Caleb Williams, time to win your freaking 3rd Super Bowl. Sorry, I had to do the mental math right there. Hutton might be open here. We'll see. Was not, unfortunately. Oh, is that going to be a touchdown? That is not going to be a touchdown. Thought that it would be, but unfortunately not. Sheed, don't know his first name again. We are literally, what is today? We're in 2024. We are 16 years in the future. We are over a decade in the future, as I'm seeing a tight end wide open. Oh my goodness. Hutton, how do you not get in, dude? What are we doing? Just end the damn game. Read option for the W? All right, if this linebacker bites, I'm giving it. All right, now we're giving it. D'Angelo, touchdown. Caleb Williams, third Super Bowl win. Love to see it, man. Oh my goodness. I mean, please retire. That's all I can say, man. I don't know how much more storage I have on my computer. This video is absurd. This has been the longest video. I've talked about this multiple times now. Longest video I've ever made by far. Oh my God, man. And Caleb wins his umpteenth Super Bowl, right? So let's force advance. Will he retire? Will he go out on a high note? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Williams finally, I mean, he's a free agent, but he's gonna retire, right? Or I think I don't know if he retired or not, but we're calling it here. 65,000 legacy score with 3 Super Bowls, 5 championships. I couldn't even tell you how many MVPs. Insanity. Passes up Drew Brees for the second most passing yards of all time. Nuts. Passing TDs, he leads the NFL all time. If he'd hung around for another season, potentially one of those guys that I don't know, like makes the all time, like that breaks the 700 yards or 700 touchdowns mark. What a phenomenal career, though, I have to say. This was a absolute marathon of a video. Please, if you guys are seeing this, share it with anybody that you think would be interested in it. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm gonna make like a whole nother like little separate intro to this from, you know, before I get into this video, because it is a lot. We went over 21 seasons of Caleb Williams' career. So if you guys did enjoy this video, go ahead, drop a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys would like to see next. I love you all. I do hope you did enjoy. Have a great rest of your day.